Hi, Agnes.
All right, Greg, we're reporting now live from on the 5th. We're looking at the home of the Fast and the Furious, and you can see there's a car accident over at Greg's.
Looks like we've had some sort of accident. We just don't know what exactly happened. For some reason, there's an SUV or van or something that's parked, and now there's a guy just running across the street.
Running over there now, yeah.
Yeah, what's going on there? He's running back to his car. I don't know if
It'd
he
be
hit
awesome if he
somebody
like jumped and drop kicked the
See if he
windshield.
starts.
Oh, we are live.
See if he starts doing like a drive-by shooting and gang violence or something in your neighborhood.
I thought Canadians were supposed to be really nice and get out and stop and help. Everybody just keeps driving miles.
Canada and Toronto are not the same thing. Torontonians are a bunch of assholes.
No one's shooting anybody, so
That looks like just a city here in America. Get out of the road, asshole.
Yeah, like people aren't waiting. People will run this dude down if they have to.
Toronto's like New York without guns. You know, it's just.
It looks like he's pulling somebody out of the car.
No, maybe someone had like some sort of heart attack or some sort of incident while in mid drive.
I don't know what's
the
going
other
on.
cars just keep driving right by. Don't even try to help. Interesting.
Nah, nobody else cares. I don't know. It looks like the guy he just pulled out was the guy driving, and I don't know. The random dude might just be a random dude helping
I
others.
like how the cars keep trying to squeeze on the left side of the car, though, instead of realizing maybe we should all go to the right.
Yeah, well, look, now a car has to back up because he can't fit through.
Right. It's like apparently.
Dude, you're in an SUV. Just go over the damn curb.
This is my wife's car. I am not doing that, sir. This is live street cam footage, right? Only here on Maxwell Star. Do you get this?
Live street cam of Etobicoke on was it the Queensway or?
That's Queensway and Islington in Etobicoke, which is part of Toronto. And if any of you say otherwise, you can go to hell.
Already there.
See all
nice skyline over there, though.
all those buildings to the left. That's Toronto downtown.
Yeah, you can't really see it. It's sort of right there. That's the CN Tower, but you can't really see it. It's a very cloudy day.
That's not cloud. That's smog.
It's a little bit
It's
of
probably
both,
accurate.
But
there's a tow truck.
I
That was a hell of a turn for a tow truck. He's going the other way.
The thing I don't understand. Oh, there's a tow truck just going to
He's
go
just going
over the
across
curb.
the thing.
Because he doesn't.
Don't go to
he
where the
doesn't-
car is.
He doesn't give a shit.
And
He's
people are
going
coming
well.
through the intersection anyway.
He's like,
See?
I actually think that. See, there is a car there. Hold on. Right.
oh, there's
there.
another car over there behind the tree.
Yeah, you can't see it, but there is a car there that must have been hit. That's why the two of them must have hit each other.
Wow.
There's a cop driving by? Look at this. This is Toronto. I'm going to drive by. Bye, guys. I don't give a fuck. Bye.
When donuts are calling, they're calling, man.
Yeah, seriously.
Why watch the cops just drive straight through the accident scene and go
Oh,
towards-
the next neighbor walking is a great day.
Cream has the red light on. I'm out of here.
Here, hold on. I can't really see. I'm going to see if I can. My arms don't stretch. Is the video feed no good anymore?
It's crap.
It's a little choppy.
Oh, yeah.
Very blurry.
All right. Oh, hold on. Is it bad? Is it better now?
Actually, it's blurry because we're not seeing through the camera. We're seeing through Greg's eyes. This is just his normal.
Yeah, this is after he's had all the Hennepin and several other beers.
Greg's actually
break-
cyborg or connected info.
Breaking news: the car now has its hood open.
Oh,
Cars are still trying to go through the left side where it's like.
People, look, this is Toronto. People don't give a shit. People just go wherever. Like that BMW just hopped the curb.
These guys are fucking pathetic.
Because why not?
Oh man! Well, hopefully this guy's okay or whoever he pulled out.
Oh, he looks fine. I mean, like the dude's just standing there. He's over. Like that's the dude over there in the bus shelter. He's having a seat. I don't know if you can see him. He's not having a seat. He's standing there on his phone, I guess. But I don't get, like, his car does not look like it's in bad shape. I mean, I can't tell if his airbags have popped from here. What's that? Oh, wow. Here's an ambulance. I guess it's getting worse.
You would get a car. People sit in a car.
Here we go. But because this is Toronto, nobody understands that you're supposed to pull over for the ambulance. So
It's
people
just like
keep
watching,
going.
America. It's like the same thing.
Oh, look at that car.
Oh,
like that.
kept on
Oh,
going.
you want to go this way?
Yeah,
you want
like
to go this way?
Like just keep going, guys. It's okay. I mean, somebody might be hurt. It's completely fine.
I was trying to pull that womp womp sound effect up, and then somebody's like, "Oh, look, an ambulance!" Womp womp womp.
Can you pull up the Benny Hill sound effect?
Oh, there's another tow truck coming in.
Where are they going?
Now he's getting out to check it. Like, dude, I'm already over here.
Yeah, no. Well, what the tow trucks do is they sit on the side of the highway. They get a call. They all come by to see which of them can tow.
The worst.
So looks like the ambulance is leaving.
Okay, where's the women running around in their underwear?
That's a jam.
I want to see more women in their underwear too.
We all want to see men in their underwear.
Whoa, what the hell?
People have the nerve to honk.
Now we're honking because some people are annoyed they might be slowed down by this.
Yeah, by like a whole 3 seconds that they're slowed down. Yeah, too bad.
It's nice to know parts of Canada are like America.
Oh,
So if I do have to leave and shit goes bad, I know where to go to.
You know where to go.
oh yeah.
Well, you know what's the big difference between Canada and America is here? That guy leaving in the ambulance is not going to be broke afterwards.
Yeah.
Good point.
A wall soon.
Babe, are you cold? My wife is on the balcony. She's covering her nipples just in case she's on camera.
Oh,
all right.
Oh,
It's
guys,
it's a little chilly out here.
breaking news. I
can tell.
Damon's got breaking news.
Breaking news. I just read a tweet from that EMS driver. He tweeted, he didn't make it whackity schmackity do.
Oh.
Terrible.
I don't know what that means, but
It sounds like he's jamming, but there you go.
Oh my god.
There we go. My wife has covered herself. She's covered her shame.
Point taken.
And look, there's a dog. There's a random dog on the balcony, because why not?
Right, Beertube, only the best beer talk on the post analysis hangout.
Yeah,
So there's still not been a police car, right? So still the police aren't there yet.
Oh, the police haven't bothered. You know, the cops just like, listen, guys. You know what? I got to get to Tim Hortons. It's over.
This is absolutely smashing footage.
That's right. This is live and raw.
Live breaking news.
This is gonna get Nick all the views. Nick, we're gonna get your monetization back.
Hopefully,
it might. Who knows? Let's see who's watching right now.
Hey, Rod, what beer are you drinking tonight?
I actually didn't grab one yet. I was doing an update before I grabbed the beer, and then we started getting caught up in this traffic footage.
Hey, Lee, what beer are you drinking?
Ripping footage. It's like, hey, what did you do?
All right, we're going back. If anything interesting happens, I'll put it back on camera.
All right. And we're back. That was only, what?
And I got to go play goodbye.
10 minutes. Nice. Thanks for sharing. There was like 9 minutes of breaking news footage live from Etobicoke in Ontario with your guest host, Greg. Well, anyway.
Correspondent Greg.
Yay. We got Drunken One. We got Earth in the chat. And we've got on the chat here, we have Rod, Lee. Craig's with us. Greg is gone. Jamie and Ash, of course. What's everybody drinking tonight? And it's free for all. Just say what are you drinking? Okay, what are you drinking, Ash? Fine. We'll start at your end.
I'm still drinking the Hennepin. This is the last bit of it.
Yeah, I got the last little bit of mine too. And Jamie, what are you drinking?
Looks really good in the glass.
I just went and put on a mustard-stained tank top, and I'm having a Budweiser.
Nice.
You're studying it for next week.
Did you grow a mullet within the last 3 minutes?
You doing a NASCAR?
Yeah.
NASCAR.
Fucking awesome. Amazing.
Damn.
All right, and Greg's going. So, Craig, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a beer from Poland. I can't even pronounce it. It's a black IPA.
I thought you were going to do a Poland Springs joke.
No, with that. I'm gonna bring that up here. Hold it up. Black Hickey.
Blackie? Exclamation.
Black Hickey.
I can't pronounce it, so I'm not
Compile.
I'm not
This
going.
is a compile. I don't
It's
know.
Blackstill.
Blackstill.
Sounds like a blackhead fucking
Black IPA. So
remover or whatever.
citrus zest, and I'm getting that, but I can't pronounce it, so I'm going to. Yeah. So that's that.
Lee, what are you drinking?
I am drinking scotch. I'm drinking Enoch Cutter.
Anytime you want to stop presenting me, that's fine.
I like Scotch. Scotch.
All right, I can turn that off. Sorry about that.
No. Good. Do it. Yeah.
And Lee. What about Rod? What are you drinking?
I'm about to go get a Boss Tweed because I'm about done what I was doing.
What?
Boss Tweed at Old Nation Brewing.
Oh, never heard of it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you will. It's growing.
All right, then great.
Was it a good deal?
I got it from Eric Elias fan, so it was.
Oh yeah, it's a very good. That's a very good deal. Then.
Very good deal. Anytime he says Old Nation is a good deal.
And Greg, you're back now. So what are you drinking?
I'm still finishing off my last little bit of Omegang, and then I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I have a Black Oak Summer Saison. I might drink that. Just have a completely different kind of Saison.
I did the exact same thing. I have a Saison in the fridge. I'm going to crack open next from left field.
I've got a couple of beers in the fridge that I'm thinking of. I'm not sure what I want to crack next. I got one from, I think it's New Brunswick Brewery. I haven't tried anything from yet. They Brasser de Cote, which made a Russian, like a Imperial Stout, which I'm kind of interested in trying. And I've also got a bottle of beer from the Wrath of Putin Double IPA from Big Axe Brewing and outside of Ferguson. So I'm kind of curious, what should I sledgehammer myself with next after Hennepin, you know?
Oh, breaking news! There's some new sirens.
Let's go back to the Greg cam.
The Beer Patrol showing up.
Was that the Beer Patrol there?
Don't drop
that
the Beer
tow truck
Patrol.
That tow
Did
truck
you
is
drive
booking
right
the hell
by?
out of there. There's another
That car's still there.
They drive right past them. They're going to something else. They're like, fuck this shit.
I knew Joe would turn up. I knew Joe would turn up sooner or later.
He's driving by to the accident scene caused by the impatient drivers that drove through this scene.
Do you know the professional thing about those guys? They wear a uniform.
Yeah, much more professional. You got to wear a uniform, otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
Speaking of professionals, we got Paul joining us here. What's up to you, man?
Paul's not professional.
No, he's at work.
Oh, he's all quiet tonight. Hey, how you doing?
Unless he's painting his wall.
Oh, you're having a poop?
Just
in the bathroom.
He's having a shite. Yeah.
I was worried about being too loud, but then I remember Greg's here, so.
Sounds like you're having a hula poo.
A hula poo?
A hana poo.
He's in the toilet.
Yeah, I'm taking a hana poo.
I'm going to present Paul to make sure everybody knows he's the one talking,
Jesus.
even though he's all muffled.
No, sorry. Yeah, I mean that's the way it is. It's not. It's my headphones.
No worries.
Yeah, whatever. It's
What's
this
up?
lovely. It's this lovely device I have to plug in to charge my phone and talk at the same time. Works.
Nice.
So, there you go.
So you drinking anything tonight?
Yeah, I bought a.
Can you hear what he's saying?
He's having a beer.
Fraggle? Free will brewing.
What the fuck is going on?
Right on.
I was actually out of the Boss Tweed, so I got the New Belgian Hemper instead.
No, I saw that when I was there up in New York. How is it?
I like it. I'm going to work tomorrow. I can smell like weed, so.
That's good.
If they test
Don't
me,
worry. The Canadians will get used to that soon.
if they test me, I'll claim harassment.
Legally, anyway.
Yeah, another reason why Canada is now in on the list, just in case shit goes bad.
I was speculating there, Nick, how the NSLC is basically going to be carrying all the weed that's dispensed in Nova Scotia for the initial sort of rollout or whatever.
Oh.
And how it's not going to be on my local NSLC, so I'm not going to be able to partake even if I wanted to. But the guy there, like one of the managers who I know, who I'm always talking to, he always strikes up a conversation, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we tried out these beers this week. Like they always have these testing parties for all the new beers and stuff. So I'm kind of wondering if all the employees are going to have like a fucking weed testing party at some point, trying out all like the edibles and everything else that you can buy, whatever the variety is."
Yeah,
And after hours hot box the store.
So it's not going to be a weed wasteland then.
No, probably not. I'm sure we'll get great
craft
vape
weed
and
growers.
Tutti Frutti and whatever other fucking brands
craft weed.
Craft weed.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what it's going to be all about. I'm not sure. It's not something I'm into, but I know a lot of some of my friends are. But I've seen how they're like. How's the weed going to be distributed in Nova Scotia? Is this being sold under the NSLCs?
Yep.
Like in New Brunswick, they're actually building them their own stores, like Cannabis New Brunswick is what it's going to be called.
Same
Cannabis NB. Yeah.
I'm kind of assuming there's going to be like a. This is probably the way I would do it if I was the NSLC, setting this up. We'd section off a certain part of the store with a separate cash register, and that would be the spot where you would buy all that stuff. Like it'd all be in like one corner of the store, and you'd have it all dedicated to one cash register, so you couldn't have like people taking it up with beer in separate registers or whatever, so they can keep a control on it, because they have to really like clamp down on this stuff, just like to do with lottery and booze now. Like you sell to, like, they're pretty diligent on who they sell to. Like they're trained to check IDs of people who look under 30. So
I'll be fucked.
Yeah, so they'll really be clamping down on this shit.
Yeah, and that's the exact same here in Ontario. They're doing it through the LCBO. They're going to have their own freestanding stores here, but it's under the exact same umbrella. So all the associates, they're all under the same management. They'll receive the exact same training. All the expectations are going to be the same. So,
I think it's a great idea.
Maybe because I'm the only American here besides Paul, who we can't hear for a reason. But am I the only one that thinks your guys' group sound like WWE teams or whatever? You got the LBO or whatever, and you got
like acronym, right?
I'm waiting for someone to grab the table.
NWO. We're fond of acronyms and shit around. A lot of stuff going on. But I mean, that's just the reality of having have state or provincial run liquor boards, right?
Yep.
Looking right here, this is what the Cannabis NB is going to look like, and this is actually this is the very first Cannabis NB store that was unveiled. That was like the project store. This is actually on the former location of probably my most visited liquor store back when I started the channel. Anyway, this is what the stores are going to look like. They got inside. They've got like a room where you don't even touch or handle the product. You've got product advisors that'll talk to you. Yeah, I know. It looks kind of like an Apple store.
It does.
Oh
look
yeah,
like an Apple store.
it'll be just like they do tobacco, where you can no longer like pick something off the shelf and then buy it. You have to, like, I don't know if the rules have changed since I stopped working in a gas station years ago, but back around the last year or so, I was working in a gas station. All the cigarettes, all cigars, all tobacco products of any sort were actually like locked up in cabinets, and you couldn't even see them. You had to basically just ask for them.
Oh yeah.
You got screens.
You can see that when you go into the store, where behind the cash everything's covered,
blank,
and you have to unlock it so you can get into where the cigarettes are.
Right.
But you can't just go in and buy stuff off the shelf. You have to go in and talk to somebody, and they'll convince you what you want to try and all this shit. So
I'm gonna wait for the first outraged nanny state parents group that's going to be really pissed off on some of like the cannabis brands. Like there'll be ones that will have like exciting colors and named after cool things, and they'll immediately go to the same argument they went with tobacco products of like, well, those flavored cigars, they're marketing right to the children, and we can't have that, so we have to put a ban on that stuff. It's like
Camel figure. Yeah. That's what they did with the Camel.
Yeah, it's like good luck having any kids actually able to buy cigarettes. They clamp down on it so fucking hard these days.
Yeah. Lucky gets.
I'm not upset over like cigarettes not being available for kids, but I mean, there's some market. I think they're kind of going overboard with the marketing towards it, like the like plain packaging. It's just why?
You know what? I really want more kids.
Everybody knows they're bad now anyway.
Because so many kids these days are fucking super lame. And if we had more kids smoking cigarettes these days, they'd be a lot cooler. Like,
you want the cool kids.
You want your kids to be more like Tom Waits.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear me at all.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
We can hear you a lot better, actually.
We can hear you while you're pooping.
I unplugged my microphone because apparently this thing is really great with headphones, but it doesn't pick up the microphone that's supposed to be within the headphone unit. But the
who was that in the background?
That was Morgan. But the one thing
we like her.
It was well, we're not gonna put down light and extra light and medium light in this because that gives the wrong opinion, and it might draw kids in. So we're gonna make a different color. Like kids don't associate colors first. Or why like the blue one or the red one? Right. I don't understand any of that.
Well, I can remember when they first started putting like the effects of, they were supposed to scare people, like the effects of smoking, and you have photographs of like lungs and hearts and stuff all diseased and shit like that. And I can remember back when they first started putting that shit on cigarette packs, people were just collecting them. It's like, oh, I want the lungs.
Dude, we used to watch videos of the lady with the hole in her throat. She was smoking it through. We'd be sitting there at school like, that's fucked up. You got a cigarette?
I'm a sucker for collecting.
Weird habits of my friends back in the day with body parts. Hey, I'll trade 2 lungs for a spleen. Yeah.
Here you go.
Can't talk about that.
But it's like, man, the money they waste on that silly shit, like, it's just so stupid.
What a waste.
But here in the States, the tobacco companies pay for their don't smoke ads.
Yeah.
I'll play both sides, literally.
Really?
Yeah, they pay for that. It's part of their whole settlement type stuff working with them.
Really?
You can tell them, but you gotta tell them don't smoke them. Okay.
They probably got fucking, they live fucking subliminal ads. You know, if you put on the sunglasses, you'll be able to see them.
Purchase, smoke, consume.
Die.
Are you in a hotel? Oh?
No, I'm in a morgue.
Yeah.
What? I wonder what that was.
Yeah,
Everybody got quiet. Like, is he in the morgue?
Wait, why are you in the morgue? It's not a Saturday night for you.
Yeah, I'm with my kids in Gettysburg.
Much getting on there, or was it pretty dead?
Yeah, it's pretty dead. Stop by and crack open a keg.
Smackity-doo.
Very with the punchline.
No, that towel rack above your head is like the quintessential like hotel towel rack.
It's nothing but class around here.
Yeah.
That's where they usually hang the towels, where they soak up all the blood and formaldehyde that leaks out of the corpses before they put them in the.
Right.
Them brows.
Definitely.
Them brows look pretty. Them brows look pretty thin.
Yeah. Not gonna hold much dead weight there.
Yeah.
You certainly can't hang a room service from there. I know that. It's too flimsy.
Nail in that coffin.
It's just one bad one after another.
One to another.
Throw in the towel.
No.
It's like, who sings that? Let them.
So like the bodies at the floor.
Oh, who does that?
That was Drowning Pool, wasn't it?
Drowning Pool.
Yeah, that's my mom likes that.
Wasn't there a Richard Cheese version of that or something?
I don't think so.
Oh, there's a Richard Cheese version of Down with the Sickness.
Yeah,
That's
Fuck
right.
your get up, get down with
With the sickness. Yeah,
You
it's in the Dawn of the Dead remake.
You run through the office building in a hoodie, singing "Let the Bodies to the Floor." People will freak out. You got like a hoodie all black. We actually have mass shooting trainings now in America.
What? What's going on?
So that people get used to it. They actually companies come in and they give training on what to do in case of a mass shooter situation.
Oh right, okay. I thought something had happened.
Yeah.
To get
the teachers guns.
Yeah, give the teachers a gun. That'll work.
Yeah, right. That's a solution, really?
They
I think
tried
that,
some already. Some of the teachers already shot up in some of the classes by accident.
yeah, right.
It's like a bunch of Barney Fife running around.
The teachers have enough responsibilities. Why give them more? It's like,
Timmy's gonna come there and teach them how to do it right.
why don't we solve the problems that are causing the reason that caused the ultimate reason of why teachers would have to carry a gun? I mean,
Let's face
you
it.
shouldn't have to carry a gun.
As long as you've not got a teacher with depression, then you're fine. But
Yeah, really.
Let's face it. Most teachers don't like their students in the first place. You don't want to give them an easy out.
No, they're quite tempted to shoot your fucking
Some pistol whippings taking place.
That's why
Just
my kids are in karate.
warn all the kids. Teachers have got guns, so shut the fuck up.
What was that movie, Class of 1999, where it's like they put in robot teachers and they started like killing all the bad students?
What's wrong with that?
Sounds like a good film.
It is kind of fun. Yeah.
We're a few years away from a purge anyway, so
Close that border to the north. Fuck that shit.
yeah.
Keep your shit down there, man. We're good. We're good.
Security risk. National security risk.
Yeah. Although I see you guys are going to get some of the immigrants now, it looks like. So Trudeau stepped up. Said,
We're taking some of the Honduran refugees up here.
you think some of the people that America won't take?
It's all kicking off in
He
Europe
has
as
to.
well. It's all kicking off in Europe as well between different countries. We don't want this boat, and then it goes from like Italy to fucking, and then it's kicking off with France and Italy, and then they went to Spain. It's like, Jesus, really?
You get a lot of large influx of immigrants, which normally would be a problem. Then you get people who are scared or racist that don't want more of these people around, blah blah blah. And now you're starting to get like whole movements of nationalist governments taking power, and it's just like Italy right now. I think it's got a nationalist government where it's
yeah.
they're the ones. Sorry, guys.
Europe is on the beginning of a breakdown. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
And,
I think it could happen in Germany next.
That's the part that scares me, is that, you know what, Merkel is still she's still very popular there, but
she's under massive pressure now. Massive pressure.
Because I mean, her government's propped up by a coalition, like one of the minority governments, which is pushing for restrictions on immigration.
Well, yeah, because they took like over 1 million immigrants last year alone, and it's like, people are starting to rebel. I mean,
I wouldn't worry if I know my history. Germany has never been prone to nationalistic uprisings that threaten all of Europe. That's never happened before in the past. So
it's a great day in Germany today.
We're good there.
And now Germany have gone out the World Cup. It's just going to get worse.
So. Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh,
that's not a sign of ours yet, and what is, right?
Yeah, it's a joyous day here in England. That's for sure.
Yeah,
we can't get knocked out by Germany, so there you go. It'll be someone else. We can't get knocked out on penalties.
Belgium, you're going right over to the soccer. Yeah, it looks like Germany won't be running over Belgium anytime soon.
Well, they won't just steamroll into France.
There is lots of jokes, but I'm not going to go there with them. I've seen some jokes today. It's like, nope. Yeah.
Jesus, Nick! I come back and you're making World War II jokes. Come on, Nick.
Yeah.
Too soon.
I know.
Too soon. Then.
It's kind of Nick's thing. Every show, that's kind of Nick's thing.
Wow.
Just
pushing. It's kind of funny.
I've heard some amazing jokes today in the last few hours. It's like, I'm not, you know.
To think people secretly voted reviewing under influence off this chat.
Yeah, really. I don't get it. What happened there?
Well, we know who the real monster is now.
I'm joking.
It's almost like there was some sort of secret police or something.
Oh yeah.
Well, Chad's not here anymore. Yeah, but I've never actually come out and said a lot of the things that that Jordan said casually.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Here's the actual difference. You're going to publish it in a manifesto. Jordan's too stupid to write anything down.
Oh. Leave it to him to not write things down.
Write things down. Oh man.
Oh man.
But Ching. That's terrible.
I'll give you some points for that one. That sounds like something Peter might have thrown in the garbage and that he had intended for you, and didn't think it was all that good.
He regurgitated it.
You know what? That really does sound like a Peter joke, does it?
Can I use that one?
Reuse it. Yeah. Still sick, but yeah.
Still too soon.
A bit too soon, yeah. Jesus.
Anyway,
what's that?
Moving on to less Nazi topics.
No. No.
What?
Go to other topics that people did not see coming.
Not see that coming.
Oh,
not see that coming.
Oh my god, that is pretty good. Wow, that's good.
It's so terrible.
You're Hitlering all the right notes for tonight. All right.
No, it's your show. You carry on.
Jeez, all right, it's enough. Anyway, let's. I'm gonna go for a second. I'm gonna leave leave Ashley in charge. I'm gonna grab
No, don't.
Yes.
You get to him. You get to him last in the
Well, you know
reviews.
what? Greg's not here to
Then
take
he's
his
the
shit off,
first.
so he's good.
Yeah, well, he's the first. You get to him last in the review, but then you're in charge now.
Yeah, I'm in charge.
He's like the responsible adult of.
I am the responsible adult.
Yeah,
Even
well,
when like slightly inebriated.
you should be first in line next time on the 101.
God.
Holy fuck! I see that right? Radar?
Yeah, Radar.
Oh shit! Hey, Radar, how you doing?
Not too bad yourself.
Working on getting drunk. How about you?
Working on getting tired.
Okay.
Okay, gotta work both jobs tomorrow. So.
Oh, gross! Both jobs. What? Like one after the other? I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time.
Not at the same time. You still at the baby store, or is that done?
No, I'm still working at a baby store.
Oh, cool.
So, but I also work at a garden center, and it's always fucking busy.
Nice.
Oh, garden center this time of year? Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, some work's better than no work.
It's a growing business.
Yeah. I figure maybe in November, whenever Guy's going to out east, I'll probably go with him.
Yeah, I think it's like he usually does that in October, but I don't know if he's doing it. He's been talking about going down to visit Paul in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, true. Pabrunu's.
Yeah, he's here today. Actually, he just put himself on mute.
Where is him?
I'm not here. I don't know anyone by that name.
PA News Brews.
Pabrunu's.
News Brews. All right, I'll be right back.
I wonder if I should change my my tag name on here to Impregnatron.
What the fuck?
It sounds funny, but whatever.
That's my name. That's my name on the video game. So.
All right.
Impregnatron.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you in Pegatron.
What are your special powers? Might I guess?
I just tip my fingers and they get pregnant.
God.
He transforms into a deadbeat dad.
That's nailed on.
Transform.
I've only had a picture of there's a guy in my squadron that he photoshopped like an old 1980s Transformers, but with a big mechanical dong.
It's terrible. Inappropriate for this PG chat.
PG.
PG with the F words here and F words there.
Yeah, and Nazi this and Nazi that.
Yeah, we're using them in context though, so it's all right. It's
only for emphasis.
Well, fuck.
See, you can't be willy-nilly about it.
Oh, there's Craig, Mr. Yeah, I'm a sex maniac, and he's married now.
What's that?
Nothing.
There he is. Yep.
I am a sex maniac. I was involved in a large orgy on the weekend. How are you doing?
I'm just wondering if I should change my tag to Impregnatron.
Depends on how many people you've impregnated lately. I mean,
none that I know of.
Oh, well, then maybe not. I mean, if you've like steadily impregnated women this year in a machine-like fashion, orderly and powerfully impregnated women, then maybe you should be Impregnatron. But otherwise, maybe I don't know.
Impregnatron. Yep.
I couldn't use it on Xbox because it has to be a 3-letter word and then a name, but I just used my last name because Impregnatron was too long.
Wow.
So it's
Greg. Someone thinks like they're driving F1 down the street. Like, what the fuck?
That was actually a dude in a Lamborghini trying to I guess showing off his expensive car. So Yeah, why not?
Making up for the small penis. That's what happens.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, until you start impregnating women, you should just call yourself like Condomus Maximus or something like that.
Spaloogatron.
Condomatron.
Oh,
Condomatron.
I don't know if I could be banned for that one. I didn't get banned for this one yet, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, my gamer tag on Xbox is TPI Fournier. That's my last name. TPI stands for Turkish Prison Inmate. Hey, it was either that or TSW. Transsexual Satan worshiper.
Well, obviously.
Comes down to the choices available.
That's the typical TSW acronym for everything.
Ashley's doing a fine job being in charge.
yeah.
Thank
He's
you.
a leader.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nick comes back, why's my channel gone?
How about those local sports teams, guys?
I live in Ottawa, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah, the Red Blacks. The football team, the Ottawa Red Blacks. Makes no fucking
That's
sense.
so dumb.
The Senate whores.
I watched a little more to CFL last week.
Here's the best thing, Rod. So a few years ago, Ottawa came back into the fold with the CFL. So you have like 8 teams, one of which is the Saskatchewan Roughriders, right?
Sure.
Yep.
Ottawa comes back into the fold, and guess what they name their fucking team? The fucking Roughriders. You have a league of 8 teams, and the 9th team decides to name their team the Roughriders, which is the name is already taken. Like, it makes no fucking sense.
You make them change it?
It's so stupid.
That's because they were two
Leagues
different
to make them change it.
because there were 2 different leagues.
I know, but it's like it's the same fucking name. You only have 8 teams in the league. Like, think of something else.
yeah,
For Christ's sakes.
well,
So then they
it's
come
kinda
up
like-
with this ingenious idea of the Red Blacks. Like, of course, there we go.
That's a massive league.
No.
Why don't they just call themselves like the fucking Aboriginal Canadians or something like that?
Right.
Just get it over with.
The Aboriginal.
Like, fucking like the Red Black, like calling themselves the Rough Riders in the first place. Obviously, everyone who runs the CFL and the associated teams have all had like massive head trauma. So I assume they're all ex-football players
Well, they-
because that's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
ex-CFL
And
players.
the Red Blacks, like what the fuck? Like
What the fuck is that?
who's the marketing genius that they hired for that? Did they hire fucking Chris Peters to come up with their fucking logo? Like what the fuck, dude?
It's possible. It's possible because Chris Peters probably loves Lumberjack, and Lumberjack is their mascot.
That could be it.
He loves
All
lumberjacks.
lumberjacks. Where
Yeah,
are
they're
they?
all- they're all-
Lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm in chains.
Nick, in your absence, I was negligent. Your channel may or may not be banned. There was a lot of Asian jokes, a lot of sexist jokes, tons of Nazism and racism.
Yeah.
Bear-
So
I'll just
we,
have to take this,
we
take
just
this chat
carried on.
offline after.
We just
and
carried.
thanks,
carried
Greg.
on.
Basically,
carried-
we like to call it the Ashley Sexton regular.
Yeah.
Right?
We just carried on. We just carried on.
Regular? Is that like a dirty Sanchez?
No.
No, Larry Sanchez, no.
Jesus, Nick, you're getting your own channel banned.
Yeah. We just carried on before you left it, and we kept the quality low. Yeah.
I will be honest, my wife came down and she talked to her Google Mini and she told it to play ambient jungle sounds, and I was a little thrown off. So in the background, there's like some sort of jungle music going on.
That's fucking racist.
I thought
And it's
you
so
put
funny.
some music on.
She's like, "Okay, Google, play an ambient jungle playlist," and then she left. She left the room. So here I am with this fucking random music.
I thought you put it on.
Wait, was that why you wet yourself under the table earlier?
Yes, 100%. Exactly.
Totally legit.
Play some wet.
Alrighty.
There we go. What are you drinking?
There we go. Moosehead Pale Ale.
Pale ale.
Well, no, no one said, but
You're actually drinking Moosehead Pale Ale?
Yep.
Wow,
is
is
it
it-
any good? Is it any good?
Yeah, well, the pale ale I like. The lager, yeah, I like the lager anyway. I mean, as for a pale lager, like your kind of run of the mill lager, it's one of the best ones out there. Not that that's really saying much, but the pale ale is kind of like a not like I wouldn't call it like a class, like world class or anything by any of that means, but it's still one of those staple beers. It's one of my favorite go-tos. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, this one's kind of coming off a little skunky.
Where were you standing at earlier, Nick? You were in that picture on Facebook. You guys offered him a bridge or something?
Oh, I went to a rally to protect to help save a covered bridge in St. Martin's, New Brunswick, which is like a seaside local town. It's very known for its tourism because they got the world famous sea caves there. They just had a multi-million-dollar project unveiled to extend a parkway, the Fundy Trail, which is like 30 kilometers of roadway that goes along the coast of New Brunswick down towards Fundy National Park, which is very scenic because it's along a very rocky coast along the highest tides in the world. But this place, they got a couple. This rustic seaside village has got a couple of covered bridges there, and one of them is condemned. So a lot of people are upset that they want to tear this thing down. So I went out there and took pictures of it this weekend to help show some support, raise awareness of what's going on.
Just rebuild.
And,
just rebuild.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of people worried about losing the history of that bridge. So
yeah, no, I get that. But...
Like, and it was also the seaside. That seaside town is where my late fiance was from. So that there's a whole tie-in because I remember I've visited that bridge numerous times with her. So anyway, my posts of this whole thing went pretty well viral in the local area. I've got 88,650 people reached so far.
Yeah.
And 17,000 likes total. It was shared how many times? Where's the number of shares? 770 shares.
You should put some reviews in there, beer reviews in there as well. Just
right.
You might get monetized.
Nick, did you pick up some activist chicks? Like, don't worry, they may not shave their armpits, but they're good to go otherwise.
No, they're all like seniors.
Deodorant
use? It always seems to be like a sausage fest around here.
Oh,
anywhere for
Jesus. Can you say?
Anyway, yeah. But at least my photos became really popular. So.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, there's some hotties for you.
Save my sausage.
Anyway.
I'm joking.
Thanks, Greg.
Conserve the sausage.
No Brazilian.
I'm sorry. I know it's.
Mom, sorry.
I can't do this when I've had a beer. It's just not possible. No. Hopefully it gets sorted out. And...
Yeah.
Well, can they restore it? Can they actually restore the original, or does it need a new bridge?
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's a lot. I think they were praised at that needs $1 million worth of repairs. So the Department of Transportation saying, "Oh, we can just tear it down and build a new bridge." Yeah. But the main thing is that it's in a high traffic tourist area where literally like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people go through on a yearly basis. And one of the reasons why that bridge is actually in the shape that it's in is because of all the tour buses that come in. Like St. John is a cruise ship destination along the East Coast, and you get tour buses that go down that way towards the Fundy Trail in the summertime on a daily basis. So you get like hundreds of passengers in each trip. These big 20-ton buses keep going through there and wearing the bridge out every time it goes. So you literally hundreds of buses a summer.
Well, Nick, you know how to build landmines?
What?
You know how to build landmines?
Landmines.
Yeah, landmines.
Landmines. Now we're trying to encourage the tourists to come here, not
below their appendages off.
blow the
blow their pensions up. What?
I said appendages.
The pensions up.
Here's a photo that I took. One of the biggest things about these bridges is that there's two of them in the same area that can be photographed together. It's the only place in the world where two of these bridges, which are not only there are two of them, they're actually twin covered bridges. They're exactly the same. It's the only place in the world where you can take a picture of two of them in one shot.
Is there any place in the world?
I actually just sold 4 copies of this photo today.
That's a good color photo.
It looks like a big shed.
Yeah,
weird.
No,
I actually sold about 4 copies of this today.
How much?
I think you got Madison.
What do you mean about 4 copies? How many was it? Was it 4? Was it 5?
Well, I sold 4 prints to one person.
Okay.
And I worked out a deal with him because it was like for someone from the Lions Club out there. Anyway, it was I did 2 and 2. So she bought 2 for personal use, and then there was 2 to give away for prizes.
It's a good photo. It's like getting a magazine or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like taking pictures like that. So,
from a functional standpoint, what's the purpose of a covered bridge?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Well,
it's snow.
Yeah. It's like an old style of bridge. What it was is that
would like hobos live underneath them?
I don't get it.
They're very like a vintage, like a rural kind of bridge. Like what they were is that they were all built in like generally like the anytime between the turn of the century or up until the newest one is from 1947. So they're like 70 years old. So it's or older. Like this one right here is 83, I think.
Yeah,
it's 83.
It's just It seems a waste of money.
But the whole thing is it's a bridge that was built out of wood, and wood lasts a while. And what they do is because it's built out of wood, it needs to have some protection to make sure that the wood doesn't rot. So they build a covering over it. So the whole idea was before they had bridges made out of concrete and steel was that they could build these bridges and then cover them. They were cheap to build, especially in New Brunswick because it was a lumber industry was huge back in those days. So it's kind of like a piece of our local heritage where you got these bridges that are all covered in timber, and they used to be really common, like in Vermont and Pennsylvania and Quebec and in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. But now there used to be something like 2,500 bridges in New Brunswick alone, and now there's only 59 of them left. There were 62 of them up until a couple of years ago, and we lost 2 over the last winter. So they're getting destroyed, and that's what a lot of people are upset that right now there's like 2 that are critically endangered of being torn down, and this is one of the most photographed bridges in the province, and they want to tear this one down.
Gotcha. All right, yeah, because
that's the whole significance of this.
So if they need protection, like you said, why don't you call Trojan?
No, that was a dick joke.
No.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure nothing a Trojan Magnum can't cover.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Probably.
It's true. They're a good size.
Speaking of which, I got a Trojan Magnum decal on one of my cars in the game that I play.
I suppose they'll cross that bridge when they
cross that. Wow.
I play Forza 7, and yeah.
Wait, with these covered bridges, wouldn't you put the condom on any vehicles that are passing through the actual bridge?
You want to risk him.
That seems like that's where you'd want it to be.
Well, I'm pretty sure that any car that goes through there is already wearing rubbers.
I mean, you'd have to stop them.
Sorry if that was a tired joke, but still.
Even worse.
Nick, your jokes are incredibly tired.
You're treading very carefully.
Hey, you're right.
Cheers, gentlemen. Burnt some rubber there.
Yeah.
Earth, you just landed inside of a pun sandwich right here. This is like the worst ever. I just cracked open Clifford Brewery's Pinball Lizard. I think it's an APA. Yep, APA. Here we go.
I tried that at the fest. That was pretty good. I think it was at your recommendation too.
It's good when it's fresh. It's bad when it's not. But
it's a pin.
Well, IPA, that's the way it is.
The
What are you
Wizard.
drinking, Earth?
How you doing, Earth?
I'm drinking a Pacific Drift IPA.
I've heard
What's
of
It's
that?
Mission Brewery's a collaboration.
Oh,
Here's the
Mission.
bottle.
Queen.
Right on.
Where's
From
this
San
from?
Diego. San Diego, California.
Oh, you're in San Diego.
Home of Ron Burgundy.
I'm 2 hours from San Diego, but it's close enough.
2 hours from Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy.
I'm not.
I thought that Earth was all around us, or all under us, rather.
Earth's under you?
He's the whole freaking world. He's Earth.
Nick, he's actually under you, especially when you sleep.
It's all been a lie. It's a lie.
I saw there was a big gathering of flat earthers, I think in Pennsylvania somewhere a couple weeks ago, and they said one guy said on the main page it said we have a lot of people from all over the globe here.
Fucking retards. So stupid. Like, can't you just push them off the edge?
Yeah, seriously.
They're on the edge of glory.
Yeah. That person
On the edge of the glory hole.
Yeah.
They know something we don't know.
Apparently. God, flat earthers. Earth, you're not a flat earther, are you?
I've heard a lot of falls.
Yeah, I'm flat.
Yeah. Just push them off.
Push them off. Push them off.
You take them to the edge and just shove them off.
That's
Right?
it, bye.
If only it were so simple. Like, shit.
There wouldn't be any more water if the flat if the earth would be
Right?
flat. It'd just fall off the edges.
Indeed. You'd never find them either, so that's a great thing, isn't it?
They would just keep on falling.
Just keep falling.
I like the one GIF or the picture that was pretty popular a couple of years ago, where it's in a flat Earth eclipse, just a big line in the middle of the moon.
Oh God!
Man.
Why is society so fucking stupid?
Because people are in it. That's the problem.
Because natural selection hasn't been allowed to take care of them. That's why.
Yeah. We keep making it safeguard, and all the stupid people keep living.
All the stupid people keep living, exactly.
We safeguarded everything so he can't kill himself now.
That's
Yeah,
the
the dumb ones survive, and they breed with other dumb ones to make even dumber ones.
Now that we're no longer depending on living in trees and not being killed by big fucking murderous cats on the fucking savannas of Africa, where yeah, it's pretty good. And we got healthcare and shit too, so it's like all the people who would have usually died from diseases, they live now, and with all the heart attack drugs and all that shit, or shitty diets are nullified by fucking modern medicine. So even people who should have died at 35 of a massive coronary, they still live on until like in their 50s or 60s, and they get to reproduce and have fat little children who suck.
You guys have healthcare. The struggle is still real in America.
Yeah, right? You said that shit in the States.
Some of these people get to become president.
Oh my God, yeah, right?
This is why I want kids to smoke. A, they'll be cooler, and B, they'll end up dying sooner.
You want kids to
Shit happens. Oh, days. Yeah.
drugs. Do it.
All you kids out there, two pack a day habit, or you're not a real man.
Yeah, a new PSA, a new public service announcement from Lee Russell.
Play with lawn darts. Please, play with lawn darts.
Screw your mom. Smoke this today.
Go ahead, play with. Go ahead,
Go
play
ahead.
with fire.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, play with fire. Drink Coors Light. Beat your wives.
Stick your finger in that socket on the wall.
Coors Light.
Kids don't even do that anymore. They'll take a little fork and put it into the electric socket and shock themselves.
Yeah, over here, beat your wife is over here is a Cellar-aged. Apparently, I'm not.
Over here in the U.S., it's Coors Light. Because they drink 12 of them and they're drunk, but they...
Why could it be real life wife and cause light? That's disgusting. I'm joking. Just don't beat your wives.
It's these guys drink 12 of them, and they say they're drunk so they can beat their wives. They think it is an excuse. I swear to God, if there wouldn't be Coors Light in this world, we wouldn't have any problems whatsoever.
Yeah, no domestics, none.
I find it strange when you hear all these guys talk and they got girl voices now. We don't have any bass anymore in their voice. Yeah, little screeches coming.
It's a skinny that squeezes the ball.
Little screeches.
All these, yeah.
Has you heard Guy's voice before?
No idea.
That's where the cigarettes come in.
Yeah, all you kids, you need to rough up your voices. Like, go back and look at the classic movie actors, the tough guy, manly actors like Lee Marvin and Charles Bronson and Hugh Brenner, guys like that. Fucking, they were all like smoking 18 fucking packs a day.
Yeah,
so they got to be men.
Like they didn't even butt them out.
That puts hair on your chest.
Elbows deep in solvents.
Well, my favorite though is Lee Van Cleef.
There you go, Lee Van Cleef. Yep.
Yep.
He was doing 14 packs a day, and he was elbows deep in that pussy.
Hey. Elbows deep, Jesus.
We actually have some comments. Rainy on Your Parade has been filling up the comment section. He's like finishing the rest of the
with his elbows.
I was wondering if I was going to read comments. Or
no, I'm reading comments right now.
Probably should do that.
Literally, the avatar is Paul falling asleep.
That works.
So, Rainy on Your Parade finished up his hennepins while eating some Memphis dry ribs. Pretty good, cheers. And then he's like, "Woo, that's a full rack of Memphis dry ribs down with the last glass of hennepin. That's the way to do it.
She sounds
That's
delicious.
the way to do it. Take notes, gents. Taking notes.
Admittedly, that is pretty good."
Did he say anything about Impregnatron?
Nothing about Impregnatron. Sorry, maybe next time. Jamie is Halloween is at Lee's house. Yay, cigarettes and lighters.
That's a good idea. I should pass that shit out.
Right? And then Rainy on Your Parade was like, "We are now getting bells up here in Maine now. I think we might have gotten them up here years ago, but I never picked them up. Had Two-Hearted Ale, and I see why people talk highly of that beer. No idea what he's talking about. I'm sure someone else will.
Two-Hearted Ale is pretty solid.
Who farted?
You guys don't get Two-Hearted up there, do you?
No, we don't.
We don't get hoof-hearted either.
No, well, Two-Hearted is like the top IPA here now. They're saying last couple years.
I'll have to try. I know it's a bit of a shelf turd these days, but
the Bills. I'd like to try something Bills. I can't get it here, obviously.
It's too hot. I'd love to try.
Wonder how far into Maine I have to go to get some bells. Obviously to Portland.
Church.
You should be able to go too far.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like right across the border into Maine is Calais, Maine, which is like a small border town. So it may not have everything. So literally, you're gonna go drive like 5 hours into like Bangor or something.
Bangor,
Maine.
I love that name, Bangor.
Banger. Don't call it Banger.
Nothing wrong with that.
Bangor.
Well, you know there's a town in Pennsylvania. There's a town in Pennsylvania called Intercourse.
Wow.
No joke.
There's a town in Newfoundland called Conception Bay.
Conception Bay. Yeah.
There's a town in Ontario. There's a town in Ontario called Swastika.
Oh, gee, yeah, I've heard of that.
There's also Dildo, Newfoundland as well.
Dildo, Newfoundland. Come by chance.
Newfoundland? That's awesome.
There's a come by chance.
There's a place in Wales called Banger.
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 There's also Dog Shit, Nova Scotia. No, I might have made that one up.
There's plenty of those.
There is one that I'm not making up.
It's not
a place called Kingston, Nova Scotia. That's funny, right?
There's a town called Fucking in Austria.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Fucking?
It's a very touristy place,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they had to put metal frames on their signs because people kept stealing them.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. There's a place in Hampshire in England called Upper Dick and Lower Dick.
Upper Dick and Lower Dick?
Yeah,
seriously. Are you serious?
No,
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
there is.
It used to be Upper Richard, but
Yeah, exactly.
They narrowed it down.
Upper Richard. No, it's Upper Dick. All right.
Yeah. Whatever. No, that's true. Some of the fucking names of these towns are like, is this real? Someone having a fucking got pissed up one day and it's like, yeah, let's name it that.
Jesus, Craig, what are you drinking that is so light in color?
Water.
Oh yeah,
Water.
I was thinking. It was
wow, that's a very light looking beer. What is that water?
What is water?
Benzema.
What else would you be drinking at 4 a.m. on a weekday?
No, I'm just having a like chill out beer.
He's even smelling it.
Water before I get
smelling it. Just do it like spinning it around the glass and
I was just doing that. It's like
is that tap water a fine bouquet?
No, it's Nestle's Pure Life.
And Nestle, not Perrier.
No, it's just a mellow one before I have another beer.
It's a lovely vintage. So there you go.
I'm gonna support Lee and drink Big 8.
The fuck is
water?
How is that supporting me?
Sobeys brand water.
I hate to tell you, Nick, but it's actually big boobs. You're just reading it sideways.
Yeah. It's actually it's big infinity sign is basically what it is.
Yeah, Big 8's not in Ontario. I think it's like our compliments or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They also have Signal brand as well. It's all inferior shit, inferiorly packaged, and it all falls apart and it's garbage.
Yeah. Take it from the guy that handles the pallets.
I was gonna say, I trust Lee on this.
Total baby pallet.
Lee, what are you drinking right now, Lee?
I am drinking. Damn it! I put the bottle away, but I'm drinking Annock Cutter, which is a Scotch.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Annock Cutter. Oh, you showed the bottle of that a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you had that gone by now.
No, I'm taking it easy.
Nice.
I had Buffalo Trace earlier in the day.
Nice.
Buffalo Trace is a delicious whiskey. I don't have any because I drank my entire bottle.
Yeah, I'm keeping off the beer for a while, so except for exceptions like maybe the stupid fucking Budweiser thing that we're doing next week, and whenever Joe gets around to fucking doing that Abyss review.
Yeah, I've been wondering about when we're going to do that too.
Cans of beer and Halloween for the kids.
I'm pretty sure he picked up a different shift at work, but I'm not sure when's he going back to normal, or does he want to do it on a weekend, or what?
Mm-hmm.
That Abyss ain't drinking itself, baby.
That's right.
Anyways, guys, I gotta go. I gotta work tomorrow morning, both jobs.
In the morning?
At the same time.
At the same time?
No, 7 o'clock and then 3 o'clock.
Gross.
Yep.
Well, thanks for coming in, Radar.
Thanks
Haven't
for
seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Don't be a stranger. Come on in anytime.
Yep. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Good
Later,
dude.
See you.
All right, how do you spell the Ancock, Lee? Annock.
It is
A-N-C-O-N-O-C, isn't it?
What?
A-N-C-R-O-C.
A-N-C-N-O-C. Oh, shit, I can get a whole bunch of these. Which one does he say that was the Cutter?
Yeah, the Cutter. It's like their one of their highly peated ones.
Ooh. Apparently I can get it here.
It's pretty good.
I can get 7 different versions of Annock.
Oh, really?
I can get the Blast 35. Holy fuck. 35-year-old Anok is $900.
Ooh, well, you can't quite get that one.
Well, I can't get it. I mean, it's available.
Well, you can
Anok,
get it. It just might affect your lifestyle slightly.
Right, yeah, I'd sell my camera to buy a bottle of whiskey.
Slightly affect your lifestyle.
Anok Cutter, it's $86.99 here. Anok 24 is $200. Anok 1975 is that's like over 40 years old. That's 524. Why is that cheaper? It must be like a Cellar or something if it's like that.
It was a shitty year.
Maybe it was a shitty year. Anok 18 for 144. Doesn't sound that bad. Anok 22 for $200.
Well, I was gonna say what they don't tell you is that what was it, 1974, but it was bottled in 1975. So
could also be like a better year too. Like
been sitting on the shelf ever since.
Anok 1975. Let me look it up.
Hey, Greg, is that car still sitting in the intersection?
Nope, it's all done. Everything's
You
out.
set it on fire and got rid of it?
Everything's back to normal.
Rod's like solving the world's problems.
Right now, that fella's on the phone with his insurance company and not having a good day.
Apparently, the 1975 version was bottled in 2014. Mm-hmm. There were 1,590 bottles of them. Not that I would want to spend $500 on a bottle of whiskey. I mean, if you had that kind of money, it'd probably be nice.
I don't know. I think it's kind of diminishing returns at that point. If you're paying that much for a bottle that old, when you can probably get like something in the 20s from another brand that's probably just as good, honestly.
Yeah.
For way cheaper.
That's the thing. After a certain point, whiskey doesn't necessarily get better. It gets older. It gets rarer. It gets sometimes more woodier. It doesn't necessarily get better and worth the money.
That's the thing. What you're paying for is what you're paying for is a rare barrel that they had sitting around somewhere that they bottled in 2014. You're not necessarily paying for quality. And I mean, sure, it's been maturing in the barrel for 30 years or whatever the fuck, but as soon as you put it in the bottle, it's not maturing anymore. So it's not like it's something that you buy and sit on and drink in 20 years or anything like that. It's just it's a useless proposition, really.
Exactly. You're paying for the rarity of the whiskey than you are paying for the quality of the whiskey, because who knows, that barrel could taste like shit. It could be all stale or something if it was oxidized or something like that. But
okay, so this is
people want to try it.
This is a limited edition 1975 vintage single malt from Knock Dude Distillery. Whiskey was drawn from only 3 casks, Spanish and American oak. Eventually bottled in 2014 with no additional colors or chill filtration. Yeah, this is mostly hype more than anything else.
Frankly, I think if you're spending more than $100 on a bottle of whiskey, you're generally paying for the hype. I mean, there are some good, more expensive bottles, but I generally don't think they're worth it for the most part.
Exactly. Like, I got a chance to try. A friend of mine had Highland Park 25, and it's just like there wasn't anything really special to it. But then
they're really bad. Highland Park's really bad for jacking up the price on their shit and coming up with just kind of so-so products.
I don't know if I go past anything like an 18. To be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'd say if you want that punch, keep it younger.
Yeah, like whenever it comes to whiskey, I tend to like the younger stuff anyway. And I don't mean like too young, but like a 12-year-old, 10 or 12 years old.
Oh, I'm so
has
glad
a nice balance of.
I'm so glad
we're talking about whiskey here.
No. Somebody fucking download this Hangout and get that clip.
I was wondering for a second there, what is going on?
Yeah, get that clip.
Get that clip. We can milk
and punchy, right?
We can milk fucking Nick for every dime he's worth right now. It's awesome.
Which is about 100
whiskey. We're talking whiskey here.
I like him young. I'm no younger than 12 years old though, because I've got standards.
Right. The fucking code word is whiskey. Mm-hmm.
And speaking of prices, I have a shop down here. They have Lafroig. I think it's 30-year, and I think they got a 40-year in the case too.
Oh wow!
And I think they're asking $1,500 for that one.
Ooh.
And I think 8 or 9 for the 30-year.
Damn.
Yeah, a little too hot for my blood there.
I have a bottle of Lafroig 15, which I think my wife bought me for some special occasion. I can't remember. It was 180 US, which, well, whatever, 200 something. It's a little bit more expensive than I buy a bottle of whiskey, but like I said, my wife paid for it, so it's okay. It is actually really fantastic. It's probably not worth the money, but it actually is really fantastic.
Didn't you have like some 35-year-old whiskey sitting around?
I had the Weiser's 35-year-old, and frankly, that whiskey was not worth the $160 I paid for it. It was not all that good.
I would not expect a Weiser's 35-year-old to be all that amazing. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, Weiser's is good and all, but really, it's not. It's not like it's a mind-blowing whiskey or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is their 18 was nothing special. Their Weiser's Legacy was actually really good. That's a no age statement whiskey because they use a lot of young whiskey, and that actually tasted good. I'll be honest, the Weiser's 35-year-old I actually returned to the store because to me it wasn't worth $170, so I returned it, got a refund.
Wow.
I had like I had about 3 or 4 drinks out of it, and I was like, eh.
That was the Weiser's, was it?
What's that?
Was that the Weiser's, was it?
The Weiser's 35-year-old. Now, I still have a bottle of Canadian Club 40-year-old, which I haven't opened yet, but I'm looking forward to trying that.
That would be interesting to try.
That'd probably be pretty good.
I'm actually looking forward, and I've heard it's quite a bit better. The thing is, there were a lot of kind of so-so reviews on the Weiser's 35, so I kind of wasn't really expecting it to be super amazing, but I was kind of hoping it would be because I like Weiser's products. Mm-hmm. But like their Weiser's Legacy is probably one of my favorite Canadian whiskeys. But again, it's not an aged whiskey. Their Weiser's 18. I've never been that impressed with.
Oh, I thought you said your wife was 18. I wasn't that impressed with it.
I wish my wife was 18.
Yeah, right.
She'd be a firecracker.
Wow. Weiser's. Yeah, I've always found like Canadian Club to be very tasty, but not super complex.
No, it's not. It's made for mixing more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of Canadian whiskeys are just made for mixing instead of having.
But from what I understand, Canadian Club, a lot of their older releases can actually be quite good. So.
Yeah, they've changed up their formulations and all that stuff over the years. Like their market has changed to the sort of cocktail market, right? So it's like let's make because this was around the time where Canadian whiskey was just seen as lightweight, almost flavorless shit anyway that was used for mixing. So they're trying to like capitalize on that market for the longest time now. Let's make this really smooth stuff like Black Velvet or something like that is almost exclusively used more for cocktails than anything else. But now with like 40 Creek and small batch distilleries and stuff coming out, that's sort of changing again. Like now you see Canadian Club and Crown Royal like trying to play catch up, and here's our super rare bourbon barrel release, and here's this and that, and here's our rye and all this other shit.
Well, here's the thing is that you do have some good Canadian whiskey releases, and but here's the thing is that when it comes to price. Nowadays, it's like I can get a good quality bourbon, and the thing is, bourbons are cheap. And I can get a decent quality bourbon that I will prefer over drinking a Canadian whiskey that is around the same price. Unfortunately, 40 Creek used to be an awesome Canadian whiskey company. Ever since they got bought out, I think it was Sapporo that bought them out.
Really?
They are not the same. Well, I guess the guy who used to make them has retired now, John Hall or whatever. And he was kind of a bit of a pretentious dick, but I think he made good whiskey, and he doesn't work for them anymore. And frankly, I bought a bottle of their 40 Creek Copper Pot, which has always been a really solid whiskey, especially for the money. And it was just flavorless. I'm like, this is
Oh,
not
wow.
the same whiskey I bought a few years ago. So
I haven't bought it in a while. I'm gonna have to rebuy it and see.
I was incredibly disappointed by it, and I really do think that they've gone downhill in terms of quality. They've kind of joined the rest of the other Canadian things, which is fine. I mean, especially since I go through duty free, or I have people that go through duty free a lot, I can get bourbon for incredibly cheap. So I will happily buy bourbon for a more regular drinking whiskey, and then I can buy some bottles of scotch for more kind of special drinking whiskey. But yeah, Canadian whiskey just isn't going to scratch my itch anytime soon. So basically, what I'm saying is, fuck you, Ewer.
You can learn.
He's not in here.
You can learn about. No, he's not. You can learn about all the tasteless, made-for-USA brands of quote-unquote Canadian whiskey if you subscribe to Ronald the Riot, Ronald Terrio, whiskey reviews in the morning, getting shit.
I can't even
shit-faced first thing of the day.
I can't even. So, have you guys heard of this new IPA style that is going to be the next big thing? The Brut IPA.
I actually haven't heard of this. I actually haven't heard of the style per se, but I've had the Brutalism IPA from GLB.
Yes,
it's fucking fantastic. So if that's any indication of the style, I look forward to more of them because it's great.
So what it is, it's an IPA. It's brewed in like more of a late edition hop heavy like IPA, but what they do is they add this amylase enzyme, which in conjunction with the yeast burns all residual sugar out whatsoever. So what you're getting is a super dry.
Oh, a super dry IPA.
Super dry IPA. So basically, they're dropping the final gravity like 1.000. Like there's no residual sugars whatsoever.
It's like it's created out of San Francisco.
So like BRUT, like as in wine, where it's got very little sugar.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, Brut. Yeah, BRUT.
Earth might be getting those because it was created in San Francisco. It says they might be making
maybe that's not how it is.
It actually did originate on the West Coast, sort of as a juxtaposed to the Eastern Coast, like New England IPA. So it's like polar opposites, essentially. So there's only like a few commercial examples of it out so far. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with it.
I mean, I don't know.
One right now.
Well, GLB if you're in Toronto area.
Putting on the spritz is the name of one here.
What's that?
Putting on the spritz is the name of one of them.
Oh yeah.
Like California.
On the spritz. If you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
Anyways,
right.
The IPA seems to be that style of beer that there's going to be a flavor of the month every 6 to 9 months, right? So,
yeah. I mean, I sort of suspected. I mean, I absolutely love. I bought 6 cans of the GLB, and I kind of want to go back and buy just another case of it because it's fucking fantastic. I don't know how long the beer will last, like time wise, but it's great.
Sanitas Brewing out of Colorado, they released one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of making me want to drink one after this Canuck I'm having.
There you go. So for the next 6 months, expect your Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube feeds to be filled up with Brut IPA reviews.
Yeah, but it looks like it's a limited area, so I don't know how many people will get them.
Yeah. Well,
people will brew more.
Yeah, exactly. Once everyone catches wind that's what all the hipsters want, then everyone's going to brew one. So
recently, right now, they've been doing 0 IBU IPAs, so I don't know if that's gonna.
Yeah,
0 IBU IPA. What? Huh?
Yeah, it's weird. I've had one of them. It's strange.
Is it called Coors Light?
No, it's an IPA.
It's an IPA. It's just like
they're just not doing any boiling hops or something.
Yep. It's just all wort. They're just boiling down the wort. They're cooling it. They're maybe doing a whirlpool hop addition. and then heavy dry hop additions. That's all.
Oh wow!
But even still, even though it's 0 IBUs, the bitterness still does come through. But
apparently, tired hands.
It's completely different than what you're used to with an IPA, though. I'll tell you that much. It's strange.
Apparently,
I'm a traditionalist, so
yeah.
you know.
I mean, that almost sounds to me like a delicious filet mignon that's made out of tofu.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
basically, it's something like that. Yeah.
I'm all for new stuff, but at the same time, I'm very much a traditionalist when it comes to beer styles. I like to take a beer and then take a look at the BJCB and just sort of seeing what style guidelines should be and whether or not I'm tasting what that style should be. But I mean, that's just me. Everyone has their own flavors and their own tastes and what their own preferences are. And some people really like to go crazy out there with what they want to see out of the style. But I'm more of a traditionalist. Give me a traditional Pilsner, give me a traditional cream ale, give me a traditional fucking whatever it is. Then I'm happy.
I'll give you a traditional cream ale.
One of my local does, Gavin.
Thanks, Greg. That's fucking filthy.
That's what I do.
Cream ale with adjuncts.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, I got some adjuncts for you.
Adjunct in your mouth.
I got some Trojan Magnum lube for you.
Oh,
Magnum. Yeah.
Yeah, Rod knows the Magnums.
what the hell is that supposed to mean, Greg?
This is Greg.
I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but I'm assuming Rod has a giant cock. So
Even Lee has a questionable way.
Are we still live?
Yes, we are. Rod,
we're still live. And we're talking about your penis, Rod.
That's right.
No, we're not. Greg is.
Greg
No,
is
we're
not.
not. Don't put us on this.
Don't bring me
hands.
Don't bring me into this.
Yeah.
This is all you, man. Jesus.
It's all in you. Yeah. There's nothing about me.
Actually, it's funny. You know, a good friend of mine. His name is Rick. He's a priest, and he happens to be black. And we were once making jokes about penises, and of course, we were making jokes that his penis was quite large. And he's like, you know what, guys? Normally, I don't like racism, but this is the kind of racism I can stand behind.
Because who better talk to penis besides a
You can stand behind it, but a whole 12 inches behind it.
No,
he has no choice but to stand behind it.
No, actually, no. Here's the funny thing. It's like here's the funny thing is this dude is a priest, but he's like one of those dudes who's like, he's a priest, but he's got the most dirtiest sense of humor, and every time we hang out, he's just like, listen, you cannot tell the Catholic Church about the shit I just said.
Don't worry, everyone knows already. So
I will be in a lot of trouble.
Your secret is safe with me, Father.
I have a feeling you bring that out in most of the people you encounter in life.
No, I do. We get along. We get along very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bet. Jeez. Anyway,
that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go walk my dog. I'll be back.
What are we feeling to apologize?
That's a euphemism for masturbating.
No, I already banged my wife like 2 hours ago. I can't get it up again.
No, you didn't. Stop lying.
Craig.
That sounds like sorry, I banged your wife.
That sounds like overcompensation to me.
What?
That's why I got wet under my table too.
Yeah. That was the dog just pissed on your leg.
The dog's bollocks.
Craig, what were you about to say?
I have no idea. There was lots of humping of wives and stuff going on before I.
There were too many things happening.
Well, either way, I have moved on to another local Ontario beer. This is the full-time IPA from Bose.
Okay,
Bose.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, you can't really. There we go, Bose full-time IPA. Now again,
I recognise the can.
It's okay. What is it? 6.7% strong beer. Nothing special.
That's cool. I'm on this beer I was talking to Peter about earlier, and the unrelated beer analysis. Cloudwater and Track Brewing Company. These guys is collaboration, obviously, out of Manchester. It's called New Things and New Tidings. It's an IPA, 7%.
7%?
7. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's
Okay.
One of them hazy kind of Merc bombs that a lot of people like, a lot of people don't like, kind of things. It's okay.
I'm still drinking a Moosehead Pale Ale.
Wow.
Nice.
Yay.
Way to go, Mike.
I still like to try it. I still like to try it though, even if it's not the best.
I'm gonna move to this next if I get time. I'm gonna do a Big Axe Brewery's Wrath of Putin.
Yeah.
Double IPA.
Do it.
Wrath of Putin.
Make sure it's not been spiked with anything.
It's not been hacked.
No.
It hasn't been Facebook hacked.
Yeah, Salisbury IPA. Don't fucking do that. You know.
Salisbury.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't get that. No.
Probably not.
If you're international kind of affairs, then you might. But yeah.
Like Salisbury, where's that? The only thing Salisbury I know is Peter Gabriel, Salisbury Hill. You pack my things and come to take me home.
Well, that could be a good segue. But...
Yeah, right. I might have to look this up. Usually, I like following on international stuff.
Yeah. So now soon, I guess, with this new law coming in Canada, you're going to get a lot of wicked weed.
I'm willing to bet it's not only going to be the tame stuff that you're going to be able to buy off the shelf. Like, I don't think it's going to kill. Yeah. I think it's going to take a lot of the wind out of it being contraband, but I think there's still going to be like home brewers, like people selling their own blends or something. I think taking the illegalities out of it is gonna help, and the fact that like you won't get as many people trying to lace it with some fucking shit or buying it from sketchy people. Yeah. It'll make it safer to buy it, but it's. Mm-hmm. I don't think. I think there's still going to be people that are going to be putting a whole lot more attention into like growing almost like craft weed.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing in Ontario. And I don't know if it's going to be different from each province, but in Ontario, we're allowed to grow 4 plants per household.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I grow quite a lot of plants here.
I mean, I won't.
At my aunt's place.
And we're live. I'm not going to divulge what I do in my private time, but
where'd you live? Where'd you live?
In Ontario.
What's your address?
Right. I personally wouldn't grow, but I think it's a good option for some people if they want to do that themselves. Great. It's good.
I'm more digging the kind of medical kind of side of it.
Sure.
There's been a few cases over here in the UK recently that you can't do this but it's like. It's actually been beneficial and it's been proven, and they've actually overturned the law on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it, like everything's good in moderation, but I would think that weed's not even as bad as alcohol. Like, and
that's the weird thing because
you can destroy your brain by doing too much of it. But I mean, when it comes to like comparing it between alcohol, it's like less dangerous to do in moderation.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, but it's not anything really. It's
yeah. No, exactly.
It helps.
Anxiety. A lot of people with anxiety say that it helps.
Anxiety, pain stuff.
Yeah.
But it also saves a lot of money in these days of austerity and stuff.
You feel good.
Just legalize stuff, and then you ain't got that problem anymore.
Rod's still like solving world problems right now. He's listening, but solving world problems.
Yeah.
I love that.
Make people great again, you know? Kind of thing.
But yeah, I'm listening to you guys, but I'm like making shit happen right now.
Well, I'm going to leave because this chat has gotten way too offensive for me. So
offensive.
I need to sort of save my reputation here. So I'm going to jump off now. So all you guys have a good night and talk to you later.
Nice. Have
a good night, Lee.
Cheers, Lee.
Thanks for coming in.
And Greg's out walking his.
I am walking the dog.
He's walking his giant dog.
And that's not a euphemism. I'm literally just walking my dog.
He's out walking his sausage dog.
Yes, he's exposing himself to a lot of.
Really a sausage.
Every lady he walks by, he's got his penis.
It's okay. It is what it is.
That's what he says.
Jesus, Nick, you're such a pervert.
Learn from the best.
So I remember this Bose IPA, their full-time IPA is being a lot better than what it is right now. And this is not even an old can. This is like June 13th. This is really fresh, actually.
Sorry, which Bose IPA is it?
It's the full-time IPA.
Oh, the full-time. I like the full-time. That was good.
I'm not digging it, but I mean that's just me right now.
No, but I had that IPA like literally probably half a year ago, so I don't know if it's the same batch that you're drinking.
Well, it's not the same batch. The recipe would have changed, but yeah.
If it's the same batch, it's shit.
It would be 6 months later.
A year and a half would be. Yeah.
I honestly think I'm just so fucking tired of IPAs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it didn't even matter what the style is, whether it's New England, a milkshake, traditional, whatever the fuck. I'm just so fucking tired of IPAs.
You don't have to buy them.
I love a good IPA.
You know what, Rod? And you are right. I don't have to buy them, and that's right. But
yeah,
it's like anything though. Your taste buds get so inclined to a certain taste, and it's like I want something different. I just want something else.
Yeah,
like a big stout, or like you had earlier, a saison, or just to change it up a bit.
But like where we're at, like in Ontario with the LCBO, it's like 50% of everything you see is an IPA. You know, and then everything else I've already had multiple times. So it's just like when you're trying to choose something that you haven't had or whatever you're in the mood for. You're just drawn towards the IPA because that's just what you see so much of.
Well, even if like a Kolsch or a Pilsner or something, just like a tasty one, especially this time, like you appreciate a lot.
Or if you're Joe, you get an alt beer.
Yeah, well,
that's what he wants.
What he wants, what he gets.
I don't know. The thing is, I find with IPAs is when you have a brewery near you that makes good ones, then they're pretty good because you can get them fresh. When you have to buy them at the LCBO, not as much.
Not so much.
I mean, most of the decent IPAs I get, I have to order them online or travel to go and get them, kind of thing.
Yeah. No.
I think I'm get ready to jump off, guys. I got to get up and go to the office tomorrow.
Cheers, Rod.
Take care, Rod.
Cheers.
Might speak to you tomorrow night.
Cool. Hey, Harry wants to do a show, I think, so we might try to do something at some point. I don't know what your guys' schedule is over there, though, because the whole time thing. So I don't know if a Saturday might be good or a Sunday might be better. Like on a weekend, or I got to find out what Harry's schedule is.
I'm potentially with Harry the weekend, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Anyway, talk to you when I do.
Cool. I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
Bye.
See you, Rod. Take care, man.
See ya.
So it's just like three of us, and the other two are just not talking.
I would say there's actually 5 of us.
Well,
do I count as 2 people? I guess I do count as 2 people.
You do count as 2.
Wait, why? Okay, now there's Craig and Ashley and Nick. Who is that fella who just has a glass? Oh, that's Earth. Earth has left. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to disappear in a second because I'm going to go back into my building and then I'll lose connection in the elevator. But don't worry, I'll be back. I know you guys are concerned that I won't be back, but I will be back.
Yeah, I'm devastated. But now you're coming back,
I'm going to hold my breath waiting. So be fast.
Hold your breath, Ashley, until you turn purple.
Nice. Don't worry, there's plenty of people in the chat to talk to.
Right? Actually, yeah. What is going on in the chat?
Hello, Todd. Todd said hello about probably half hour ago, whatever.
Todd, what's up, guys? Or what's up, guys? Cheers.
That's about the only Jamie's in there and the usual other crowd and leaving commenting. He's gone now, so that kind of jazz. So
yeah, there's nothing in chat.
Nope.
Here we go. Lee is like, or rather, made in Canada but not sold there. And then Jamie's like, shipped down south in swill buckets, whatever that may mean. I don't know.
I just give him the chat then. I was just like, oh, Todd. Pardon me. Good in.
Hopefully, Craig, you don't work a regular schedule, do you? Like you don't work a 9 to 5.
I'm very kind of no. I'm very fortunate, but I'm actually a carer.
Jesus, Craig, shut your fucking camera off.
No.
No. Yes, because
yes.
Craig is saying something important and you're interrupting.
Not really, but yeah.
No. It's more important than what Greg is going to say.
Nah, 5 people watching is like, wow, really? But no, I'm just like, I'm a carer for my partner, and yeah, it's just kind of. I don't sleep very much. When I do sleep, I slept well last night, but I can drink. I can sleep for like 4 or 5 hours, and I'll be fine.
You're good. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, give me 6 hours of solid sleep. I'm good. I can function 100%.
Like last night, I slept for 9 hours, which is the most I've slept.
Oh my god!
Like 2 or 3 months.
9 hours would be nice.
9 hours of sleep, uninterrupted.
Not uninterrupted, but yeah, slightly broken. But that's a lot of sleep for me.
It's a lot of sleep.
But then I used to work 17 years of night shifts as well, so if that makes sense, it kind of works out really well for me.
Yep.
I'm not going. I had to give that up about 3 or 4 years ago. So, but yeah, it's the way. That's the way the life. The dice of the life. Was it life of dice or whatever? You know what I'm saying.
It doesn't really matter what side of the ocean you live on. Shift work is shift work.
It is what it is. Yeah, it's just the way the dice of life. That's what I was trying to say.
Yes.
It's just it is what it is. I'm drinking stuff like this, and it's like it's not too bad, is it? Really? There's worse people out there that are trying to struggle for food and stuff like that, and it's like, come on. That's the way I look at life.
Right? Yeah, it's so true. Yep.
I mean, people moan, but everyone moans. Everyone's not happy. Do you know what I mean? There's not much else to say.
So you're going to giggle dirtily like Greg does when he's not here.
Yeah, but that's why I thought I'd get it in before he gets back. But yeah,
that's what she said.
Well, yeah, you've got to take it when you can, haven't you? Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, over the balcony.
That is what she said.
Yeah, over the balcony, whatever.
Over the balcony.
Yeah, but it's just.
That's what Agnes said. No.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I've made some kind of very kind of lower run of the kind of foundations for next year. He's not a beer tuber or anything. He likes beer, but he's got some family in Ontario, I think.
Okay.
I don't know how far away it is from potential beer fest, if there's one next year that it is or whatever. But I mentioned to him that there could be a beer fest next year around the end of May, and he's up for it, kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. There's lots. It's so far away. It's like
it's a lot of moving parts.
Exactly. Do you know what part of? Did you say what town in Ontario?
I think Toronto, but I don't know how far away that is from said fest. And it's a fair
that's
far
away.
Yeah, it's not far.
I don't know.
Toronto's where Greg lives, so.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. So I put the, me and Peter have talked about it before, and well, it's a long way off, but
yeah, but it would be awesome to see you down there.
Oh, I mean, even if there's not a festival, that's just kind of like a bonus. But
right, yeah.
If not, then maybe the same time of year. If it's not one on, then potentially do it anyway. Just
speaking of brute IPAs.
Oh, brutalism IPA. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Is that the one you were talking about?
Yes. Oh, wow,
yeah.
Earth, you're back. Okay, there we go.
Hello, Earth, mate. How you doing, mate? You all right?
All right, Greg, you're on tap. Give us a fucking full tasting review of that IPA.
I can't. I poured it too aggressive. I got too much head now.
No, that's fine. You know what? It is supposed to have...
I guess you're used to that. I don't know.
Used to like splooging too fast. It is supposed to be a very aggressively carbonated.
Gregously.
Gregously.
Well, you know what? Like when I first read the description of it, I kind of expected it to be like super bitter, super like kind of like almost like an old school West Coast IPA. It's actually a very gentle IPA. Like it's very nice. Hold on, I'm gonna try and taste it past this head. Hang on.
It looked really good.
Just shove that head in your mouth.
Yeah. Your hand looks very good.
Yeah, like I mean, to me, there's really no sweetness to it, which I like. It's just it's very kind of, it's almost a little bit dry. It's very citrusy, almost a tad orangey. Like it just. I'm not so good with my tasting notes, but I mean, to me, it's just an absolute fantastic IPA.
So what was the thing with that beer? What was the?
Oh, so
what's the difference?
Yeah, what we were saying. So this is a brute IPA. So this in the brewing process, after they pitch the yeast, they add this enzyme that works in conjunction with the yeast that consumes all of the residual sugars. So you're ending up with a completely dry, no sweetness IPA whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's like
with the brute IPA, would it be a little bit perfumey?
I guess that would depend on the hops that were used. Oh, I have a feeling you were going to do a pun.
That was the pun.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
So that makes you want to take another drink. Then it's so dry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, this is just fantastic. I give it I think I give it 9.5 out of Untapped. This is almost a 10 out of 10 for me. Like I got 6 cans. I want to buy more of them. They're fucking fantastic.
It looks really nice. It doesn't look too malty either in the light kind of thing.
What's the brewery on that one?
That's Great Lakes. That's Great Lakes Brewery, and they're out in Toronto.
Right.
And they're known for making really good hoppy beers. Like that's kind of their specialty. But lately, a lot of their beers have not been as exciting. Like I found kind of their new releases have kind of good, but not amazing. But this is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I'd have to trade for that. I can't get Ontario beers.
Yeah, but
really.
You know what? Earth,
a couple of them.
Out west, that brute IPA is a trend that's starting out west. So you should be able to get something from a local brewery.
I'm sure somebody will do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's where it started. Like, fuck, what's that brewery that did it? I don't know.
Yeah, if you can say something around here, I'll be more familiar with brewery names.
I mean, it looks really kind of juicy. Greg, that beer you got.
It is sort of. It's hard to describe because it is. I think it is juicy, but in a different way than sort of you'd expect like an East Coast IPA to be. Like it's.
Yeah. It looks more of a kind of a slight West Coast kind of thing. But I mean, I'm just going on the light. It's difficult to unless you're actually there drinking it. Blah blah. It just looks lush. To be honest.
You know what? This graphic on the can of this kind of Tetris type thing is actually very accurate because it almost feels like there's certain flavors there, but there's certain things taken out, certain things added in. Like it's a very weird IPA. Like it's not something that I'm having trouble describing it in comparison to anything else, but it's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like I said, this should have been a 5 out of 5 on my Untapped. I underrated it, I feel, the first time.
Which beer was that, Greg?
Brutalism, Brutalism American IPA.
From Great Lakes. Just a guess. Brutalism. Just like your last
interesting
sexual partner.
Well,
Jesus Christ, Nick! My last sexual partner was my wife.
Was it brutal?
I'm getting drunk and it's quiet here. Ash is not saying much.
Well, no, I'm googling brute IPAs.
He's googling.
Oh, okay.
I'm googling it. Okay.
Brutalism.
Boss Nick, you're still online, so I can't tell you about all my weird sexual things lately. So
maybe we can take this off. It's midnight anyway. I'm gonna take this offline.
Take it offline.
Do we have any last before we go? Is there any last comments in the chat?
Nah, fuck this shit.
I would say congratulations on 40 episodes of Beer Analysis 101.
Yeah, you old fart.
Congratulations between
Jamie
you and
says. I don't know where we last left off with chat, but I noticed that Basement Beer says IPA net number 6 will be a brute.
Probably.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing what it's like. I imagine it's probably going to be like almost like bordering on sour IPA or something. Like, what would it be? I would think like a brewed IPA would be entirely unbalanced, like without any sweetness.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. They take away all the sweetness whatsoever.
But that's the thing. I don't feel it's unbalanced. I actually feel it's like all the shit that you may not like. At least personally, I don't like in IPAs when they're often too sweet, too malty. It's like that's not in this IPA. It's like they've sort of almost isolated sort of the hoppiness, and I love that.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's got like the hop flavors, hop character, but it doesn't taste thin like a session IPA doesn't have enough to back it up.
Nick, talk to me. I can probably mail you one of these or something. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
All right.
Cheers, fuckers.
All right, we'll take this offline. Well, thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, cheers, fuckers.
Yep. Cheers.
What they said.
Still got watches. Nice.
Who knows? I might do something on the weekend.
Yeah,
we'll talk to you
sex
Cheers.
stuff.
Take care.